Welcome back. On July 20th, Congress will return to Washington with just one objective: hammering out the next stimulus bill. The bipartisan talks happening just as the extra $600 in weekly unemployment benefits is set to expire at the end of the month. Joining me right now is Republican Conference Chairman, Senator John Barrasso. And Senator, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell me what the plans are in terms of the CARES Act or the next part of the CARES Act, another stimulus plan.
Yeah, there's a consensus. We need to do another bill. That'll be in the next couple of weeks. And let me just tell you what I believe needs to be in it. And I think your viewers will agree. Number one, it has to focus on getting people back to work and children back in school. Number two, it has to focus on saving lives. And to me, that means more testing, better treatment, and then, of course, a vaccine. And finally, we need to provide the liability insurance for our healthcare workers, for our mom and pop small businesses, and for our schools so they can all open in a good way. Now, the Democrats have a proposal already. They passed it a month or so ago, and it's Nancy Pelosi living in handout heaven. It's direct checks to illegal immigrants. It's bailouts to big city and state pension plans that are run by Democrats. We're not going to do that. The focus of this bill has to be getting people back to work and paychecks back into their pockets.
So you're back on July 20th, but then there's another recess beginning on August 8th, right? Do you think in that 3-week period you're going to get another stimulus plan passed and signed before you leave again, August 8th?
Well, there are a couple of deadlines, as you mentioned. One is the enhanced unemployment insurance benefits that run out on July 31st. The other is the Paycheck Protection Program, which has been so successful. That runs out on August 8th. That's helped keep about 50 million people on their, on a payroll. And in Wyoming, we had 13,000 of those loans. So, yeah, there's an urgency to get this done. A lot of different things in the components of it. The question is, should it include additional relief checks for people who have still not been able to get back to work, certainly in hard-hit industries, whether it's the service industry, the hospitality industry. You know, we did that once before, but that was at people up to $95,000. We're looking at a lower number there. And then the unemployment insurance, as you raised, these are enhanced benefits where they've been paying people $600 a week above their own state unemployment benefits.
Right. And some of them are making more to stay home rather than to go to work. Stay with us, Senator. I want to ask you about masks and whether it should be a policy in that next act as well. We are talking with Senator Barrasso. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and we are back with Senator John Barrasso. And Senator, I want to ask you about masks and whether or not that should be part of your CARES Act. There are some states that have made wearing a mask a policy. Should it be a national policy?
Well, let me just say, Maria, as a doctor, I want to congratulate President Trump for wearing his mask yesterday in public for the world to see. I think that sends a very strong message to everyone. We know that masks lower the risk of infection. We know it lowers the risk of death. And in this recent uptick, I just think it's even more important than ever. And, you know, when it comes to opening schools, these are going to be local decisions, state decisions. But I just think in terms of good planning and good health, as people try to resume their normal lives, masks, personal hygiene, washing their hands, socially distancing, that's all part of this as we continue to fight this disease.
All right. And real quick on the next CARES Act, when you get back on the 20th, it doesn't sound like you're going to leave on August 8th without anything getting done. Should I assume we will have another stimulus package in that 3-week period?
There is general agreement. We need to work to that end, and we need to deal with the issues affecting our nation. There are still people who can't go back to work through no fault of their own because of the disease, because of maybe medical conditions. Right. We need to make sure that they are cared for, but we cannot continue to pay people more to sit at home than to go to work. And we have so many help wanted signs around Wyoming and the country. We need to do all we can to get people back to work and help them earn that paycheck.
Senator, real quick before we go, the Senate unanimously passed that bipartisan bill to sanction Chinese officials who threaten Hong Kong's authority, but the president hasn't signed it yet, right? What message does this send to the Communist Party, and will we see this get signed into law, do you think?
Well, the communist Chinese are not our friends. There is no question about it. My message to the Chinese is never again will we as Americans be dependent upon you, the communist Chinese, for medicines, for materials, for minerals.
I see.
But what you're seeing here with what they're doing, Maria, with this group, with Hong Kong, with the Chinese incursion into the South China Sea, it's all part of their big plan to be the military, the economic, and the technological superpower of the world. We cannot allow it.
Senator, thank you.